you would always want to be on the side of having good credit.
Do you think it pays to have good credit? Something else that I see often, Tim, since I work and network with so many realtors that's in the industry, I'm on social media a lot. And for some crazy reason, I don't know why, but a bunch of these public, which I don't know why they're public groups, they should be private or closed so the public can't see. But there's these public realtor groups on social media. And every now and then I'll be scrolling, and then boom, a post will come up or pop up from that group. And these realtors, I wouldn't say they argue a lot about for sale by owner listings or realtors that cut their commission. They try and sell your home for 1% to cut the other realtors out of the way, or, make sure they get the sale. But I see time and time again, I've seen comments from realtors that states, oh, if you're trying to sell a home and you're trying to make both parties only take 1% just to get the sale, we're not going to show our client that listing, or we're just going to skip, or we're not going to recommend that listing. So, I don't know if this is something that you keep secret in your plan here, but if we can kind of talk around it, that would be cool. But what is your opinion on if somebody taking your plan here and master selling their home, for sale by owner, and they're trying to eliminate paying a 3% commission rate on their selling listing. What is your opinion on that when it comes to the buyer's agent coming around and they're saying that the home is for sale by owner? Do you think that would affect their chances of their home being sold? Do you think realtors may see that and they're going to go, oh, I'm not going to recommend this listing because this is for sale by owner, and they may not be wanting to pay me much? Or, what is your whole viewpoint or opinion on that?
So it's such a great observation, and it just goes to show you. Look, I got my real estate license in a weekend. And I did that because I'm a real estate investor, and I got sick and tired of agents screwing up the deals that I put together. They couldn't negotiate their way out of a paper debt. Now, today, the quality of real estate agent that I hang out with is remarkably different. They're some of the nicest, kindest, most hardworking people I know. My wife is a real estate agent. My best friend, he's up in Detroit, and he puts together school backpacks for hundreds and hundreds of school kids who can't afford to spend thousands of dollars of his own money to do it. So, I mean, I think the real estate agent industry has a reputation problem. Some of it is earned and some of it is unfair. Sure, every organization has a bottom 10%, whether it's my Marine Corps, whether it's the real estate agent, we all have people at the bottom, no matter where you are. For sure. And so sadly, a lot of those people at the bottom are the ones with the loudest voices. And so that's what you're going to see. I'm not surprised to hear on Facebook group, licensed agents outright admitting to malpractice, saying that they're going to withhold inventory from their client. Yep. Do you want your license revoked? Do you like that person in a sane world? That person would be just laughed out of the industry. Yeah. And shame on us for not policing our other agents to do so. I mean, shame on us. Mm-hmm. And that's why this is kind of funny and it's kind of sad. But they did a Pew Research poll. This is probably 10 years ago, where they actually ranked the members of Congress less popular than chlamydia. Okay, and then unfortunately, the other end of that joke is they ranked real estate agents less popular than Congress. So all that is to say, we've got a bad reputation problem, and it's because of stuff like that. So to come around to answer your question, are there agents out there that are going to avoid for sale by owner? Yes, there are. So how do we get around it? Well, we don't look like a for sale by owner. We have better photos. We have better listing descriptions. We have better presentation. We have just brutally scary, smart ways that we get consumers to look at us. So I'm not relying on a real estate agent to bring my house to the consumer. I'm kicking down their door and I'm saying, check out my house. I know you're going to love it. And they're dragging their agent to the party. As a matter of fact, and let me ask you this, the house that you found in Phoenix, did your agent find it for you, or were you looking around online and you found it and you told them, hey, this looks interesting?
Actually, I found everything. I was just
There you
actually
go.
just searching online and I found
You are
it.
you and 99.9% of the other people out there.
Yeah.
I've worked for buyers in the past, and I primarily worked with sellers, but almost
Mm,
every time a buyer came to look at our home, it wasn't because the real estate agent brought them there. It's
that's
because
true.
they said, "Hey, Mr. Real Estate Agent, I want to go check this out." So then, and I'm not insensitive to the plight of the buyer's agent because listen,
Yeah.
they probably will show 30 homes before a buyer picks the one that they really want. It's a
Yep.
very thankless job. It's a tiring job. That's why I didn't like doing it. I almost never did. I almost always worked with sellers.
Yep.
But it gets to the point now though when you're outright admitting, "Hey, I don't care if this could be the perfect home for the family that I'm working for. If I don't get at least X% out of the deal, they're not even going to see it." Well, that's a scumbag move in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's why in them shamelessly admitting it in public, I mean, shame on them. And
Yeah.
besides, here's the reality. The people who are selling homes, they don't expect buyers agents to work for free because if you are, and I can make this just very simple with dollars
Yeah.
and cents.
Yeah.
If you're selling a $500,000 house out there
Yep.
and the guy next door to you is selling a $500,000 house and he's offering let's call it a 3% buyer's commission. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's 15 grand he's putting out there. The buyer's agents now sign agreements with their clients that
Yep.
say, if the seller doesn't cover my buyer's commission, then that comes out of your pocket. So if you're saying I'm not paying a commission, you've necessarily taken your house price from 500 and made it effectively 515 when this guy is
Mm-hmm.
still down here at 500 because the buyer is now looking at it and saying, "Oh, well, since the seller isn't contributing to the buyer's agent fee, I have to add that to my closing costs," which is a
Mm.
terrible place to be. So it's foolish for a seller to undercut the buyer's agent because somebody's going to pay it.
Yep.
And, so let's get the ethics out of it. Let's just look at the dollars and cents of it. Somebody's going to pay it. And if you're not going to pay it and your neighbor does, guess whose house is going to be more attractive to the buyer? Has nothing to do with the agent.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. If you wish to be a guest on our podcast, visit sturgiscreditrepair.com and click the podcast page to schedule an episode. If you need help with your credit, you can also sign up at sturgiscreditrepair.com and start your free trial today.
Sturgis Credit Repair. Sturgis Credit Repair. If you want a new house, call us.